You want a good grade, so you study, right? You want to get an A. Every single time you want to get an A from the audience who's listening to you.
Every time.
You know, you want the bride or the groom to say, yeah, we had a great time. Thank you very much.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Dr. Scoops, and I'm sitting here with my man,
DJ Ovation.
My man. Thank you so much for being here, man. I really appreciate you coming, man.
Oh, no, it's a pleasure, man. Thank you for having me here.
Man, I feel good to have you here, man. I've been trying to get you in here for a minute, man. You know, we're always missing each other, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of tough. But, hey, look, we're sitting here today. We're going to go over a few things that you should know on how to be a DJ. If you're just now starting off becoming a DJ, or maybe you're interested in getting into it, this is the guy to talk to about it, and we're going to dig in really deep, man. So, hey, we're just going to hit it. But before we get into it, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and share and do all that good stuff. That being said, let's get into it.
Absolutely.
All right, so the first thing I want to ask you, man, is just a little bit of your background, man. I mean, I know your background, and you know what I'm saying, I give you mad props, and we've rocked some parties, you rocked some weddings and stuff like that. But
likewise.
Yeah, man. So I just want to know, man, you know, like, give me a little background about yourself, man. What brought you to where you are right now?
Well, when I was a kid, my sister and I, we used to listen to our parents' records when they went away to work. So.
Nice. I did the same thing, man. I had Sugar Hill going, man.
So we were exposed to different genres, you know, very young, very early in life, obviously.
Oh, that's good.
And my sister used to actually be in a dance troupe in England, so she used to travel around the country dancing with them.
Oh, okay.
So there's so many different genres of music that were playing, or styles of music.
Okay.
You know, during her competitions, which is really exciting. So there's certain songs that stood out to me back then. Such as the Gibson Brothers, Cuba. I remember dancing on the dance floor.
Oh man, what? Oh yeah, that takes it back, man.
I'm dating myself right now.
Yeah. Hey, look, man, ain't nothing wrong with it, man. We're both a couple of old school.
That's it. We're OGs,
kids, man, and that's how you do it. That's why you guys come here, man, and get some good, solid advice, man.
That's true.
So the next question I have for you is, you know, what makes a DJ a good, solid DJ? And for instance, if I were to go out and I'm shopping around for DJs. You know, maybe I'm throwing a party or a wedding. You know, what type of thing am I going to look for, or should I expect from my DJ?
That's a good question. Different people search for DJs in different capacities and different mediums. Okay. A lot of DJs are recommended by word of mouth. Okay. Particularly in our situation, when we used to contract for the events company, our profiles, biographies, etc., were on
they're right
on the
there.
Website. So people could make a determination from there which DJ they particularly wanted to choose.
Yeah.
So obviously charisma has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
A lot of instances you have to present to the client that you are a good fit for what it is that they're looking for, whether it be,
definitely,
like I said, a profile on a company site or your own personal business site, or if they want to see like a video or maybe like a sound mix of some kind.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, you know, being hired as a DJ is something that I went through a lot, you know, and I've always, clients call me and they try to feel me out and stuff like that. But I never really had to shop around for a DJ like that, you know, so that's pretty interesting. And I assume, you know, I would kind of do the same thing, and I think I'd probably give a lot of emphasis on what you said, like charisma, because you don't want to get the wrong person to, you know, come DJ your party, you know, you don't want to mix.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
There are a lot of people who, you know, they can throw mixes up or do a little video, but really and truly, communicating with the client is paramount. Yeah. And you obviously you have to be convincing in that fashion, and
exactly,
and actually put their mind at ease, because ultimately they've probably been shopping and interviewing multiple DJs.
Yeah, so, I'm sure. And then every now and then you get those people that they just don't want to talk to you. You know, you'll call them and they just don't have the time and day for you, you know. And in that instance, I'm sure we just kind of, I mean, what do you do in that situation, man? You know, you don't hear from them, you just go in, you know, what are you doing at that point, man?
Yeah, what can you do?
Yeah, exactly, man. Just go in. All right, so look, the next question I had was, What is the difference between a wedding DJ and a club DJ?
There is a huge difference.
Okay.
As far as being a club DJ, you have the option to free flow and just play music throughout the entire night.
Okay.
You can kind of use your own discretion about what you want to play. And in a lot of cases, you're in a booth or away from the crowd, so that you're not necessarily interrupted as far as what people request for you to play.
Yeah. People coming up to you all the time, play this, play that. It does get annoying. The weddings I've done, I'm right up there in the front, and I got the crowd moving, and have somebody come up to me and say, "Hey, play this," and sometimes they're really insistent.
Right.
Play this song right here, and sometimes man, if you play that song, you're gonna kill the whole vibe. So.
Exactly. So primarily what I like to do as well, I like to reach out to the client at least a week ahead of time.
Okay.
At most.
Yeah.
Just go over them on the phone if I can, and just basically go down the run list of what the client wants to play for the pre-ceremony, the ceremony, the reception. I ask for like maybe 5 must plays.
Okay.
For the ceremony, 5 to 10. Okay. And in addition to that, I'll obviously approach them about what you want to play for the daddy daughter dance or the mother son dance or son dance or any other particular people who will be dancing.
Yeah, the bouquet, all that stuff.
Yeah, the reception, the bridal party, etc.
Yeah.
So you definitely want to, but in addition to that, I hope that they will allow me to use my discretion as far as what to play to keep the obviously the party moving. You want it to have a party dancing atmosphere as well.
Of course.
As well as somewhat sticking to the format of what a wedding actually is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, all right. So the next question I have for you is actually for the new DJs out there.
Yeah.
Or the people who are just now starting off and they really don't know which way to go or if they want to do this or what. What is a good starting point? If you were mentoring somebody, what would you tell them?
I would ask them the tough questions. Why do you want to become a DJ?
Okay.
Are you passionate about this, or is it something because it's a cool thing to do?
Yeah.
What is your objective for actually taking this path or considering this path in the first place?
Yeah. Huge.
And it's really important to have I'm not sure if I'm going ahead, but it's really important to have like a solid music IQ.
Okay.
It's really critical to have a broad-based knowledge of music, not just in your era from 2020, but to have the ability to go back to even as far as the 1940s and 50s and really study and understand music, because there is a lot of repetition in music, such as sampling. We do know that naturally. Definitely. And a lot of influence. There's a foundation, there's a form, there's a base.
Okay.
And particularly, it's important to, if you want to be solid as a DJ and well versed and particularly grounded and confident as a DJ, you have to have a historic knowledge of music in general.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, that's a good recommendation, man. Because I actually, when I started DJing, I was up in Maryland, DC, Virginia, and I did a few things up there. Not too serious, but I rocked a few parties and stuff like that. But what I found is when I came down here to South Florida, is that the stuff I was playing, it wasn't really doing it for the crowd out here, man. A whole different demographic of people, and that was really tough, man. So that's really good advice right there, man. And that's the real thing, guys. So another question I had for you was, as far as kind of like doing the weddings and stuff, I noticed when I'm doing weddings, I don't know why they do this, but they always split the families up, Yeah. You got 2 sides.
That's right.
And one side you have all Jamaicans, and they're going to want some reggae, man, And on the other side, you have, a Latin part, Latin family, and they're going to want to hear some reggaeton and some reggae and stuff like that, How do you find that balance in between to get the whole party moving, or that's something I struggle with. So how do you get past that?
I think I referenced it before, I'm not sure, but particularly when you're in a situation like that, a solid music background is really helpful.
Yeah.
Really critical as well.
Yep.
There was I struggled a little bit, particularly I don't speak Spanish. I don't know the language, and there were so many different aspects of Spanish music, from merengue to salsa to bachata to cumbia, reggaeton.
Yeah.
So how do you jambalaya make a mix out of all of
yes,
that?
Yeah.
Including, like you said, dancehall reggae. So shout out to Diane, the darling Diane. She was really helpful, instrumental in helping me to get on board with Spanish music.
Okay.
It's really a fine balance.
Okay.
So she was great and instrumental in feeding me specific songs, or
That's tight.
educating me on specific genres.
Okay.
So for the most part, you have people who just want to get out there, and primarily I figure if I can cater to the female audience and get them on the floor, the guys are going to follow. So with that being said, again, I would use my discretion as far as balancing specific genres that would be in alignment with each other, such as a reggae dancehall track, or number of tracks, few tracks here and there, that would blend nicely with reggaeton, or would blend nicely with merengue salsa. Okay. And so not only the Hispanics are dancing to merengue salsa, or but the Jamaicans were doing it, and also you're throwing a little bit of soca, Caribbean. You get them going on the dance floor, and everybody's having a great time. It works. It's a formula that works.
That's tight, man. Yeah. That's really dope, man. I did pretty good with that, man, but it took me a while to kind of figure that out. Obviously, man, you have a lot more experience than I do in that fashion. I think I'm more of a, I'm more of a producer, but if I DJ, then, man, I'm not going to lie, I like to stick to my guns, man, and hip hop and, stuff like that. All right, so another thing I wanted to ask you was, as a DJ, it's more than just music, right? It's more than just playing music. Right. What else do you recommend in addition to knowing your stuff?
I think primarily you have to be technically sound. If anything goes wrong with your sound system, you've got to be able to react very quickly. Okay. That's very, very critical, especially if you're on your own. Sure. Also, don't depend solely on your laptop or whatever you're using, because something can always go wrong. I've had a laptop actually crash at a wedding. Ooh. Pre-ceremony, just before the ceremony. Wow. So always have a backup. I actually had a tablet that had everything on it. So when my laptop went down, I could still continue. So nobody knew the difference. Yeah. In the audience, I just had my laptop up and I had my tablet on top of my laptop, and obviously still inside playing through my system naturally. Nice. And I kept it rocking. That is awesome. Immediately after, the first chance I had, I took my laptop in for repairs. It happened to be the logic board. It completely died, and in addition to that, always back up your music at least once a month, or more frequently than that if you can. Okay. I back up on 4 different devices. Oh, wow. Of course, I have it from my laptop to my tablet to 2 external drives. Okay. So.
Man, yeah, you're not losing anything, I don't think. I hope not.
In addition to that, sound system is phenomenal. It's incredible. Okay. Yeah. Music is the heartbeat of life in a lot of aspects. Yeah. It evokes a lot of emotion. And really and truly, if you have a good sound system, that alone can stimulate a crowd. I'm sure. It really stimulates the audio sense.
And I want to say, just to jump on that, is I've been to a lot of clubs and some house parties even, where you walk in and honestly I wanted to walk back out because all you hear is some grumbling and you might hear a lot of bass, but I can't even tell what the song is and stuff like that, and it just sounds like noise. Exactly. To me, so
yeah, you have to know your system, you have to know how to balance it, and you have to. Obviously work within your budget, but get the best for your money. Yeah. Don't compromise your sound system.
What do you think are some good, what a good system would be, as far as like brands go and stuff like that?
Wow.
Or say just like, for just a basic DJ starting off, they're just going to have like 2 18s or something like that.
Okay, well, really and truly, you have stores like Samash or the Guitar Center that have prosumer products. Basic entry level type products, whatever the case may be. Okay. And then obviously you have companies that have the higher end,
Yeah.
obviously sound systems, which cost a significant amount of money.
Yeah.
But me, I've heard a lot of different sound systems. Some systems from friends that obviously either DJ or have DJ'd or whatever the case may be. And I've also, I don't really like to go out, but every once in a blue moon I'll go out somewhere just to listen to a sound system or listen to a DJ, etc.
Yep.
And I'll sneak around and I'll look to see what kind of speakers they are or whatever the case may be. But for somebody who's starting out as a prosumer, because again, cost is an issue naturally.
Yeah,
which is
always.
Which is fully understandable.
Oh yeah, it took me years to get to where I'm at now, and I'm still not where I want to be.
Yeah, I mean, the best bang for the buck I've encountered so far, as far as what I've heard, are the Mackie Thumps. I think you get a lot for your money. There are different kinds of sound systems. Naturally, the Mackie Thumps are what you consider active systems. They have the amplifiers that are physically built in to the speakers. Yeah. I'm old school. I'm passive.
I was just about to ask you if you prefer passive.
Yeah. So I basically kind of sort of built my own system with.
Okay.
I know passive can be a lot of work because there's a lot more stuff to carry around.
Yeah, definitely.
But I was able to naturally streamline what I had, and I have these digital amplifiers that you won't even notice they're amplifiers. They're so lightweight. Yeah. They're so practical. They're so easy to carry around. Huh. But as you whatever your lifespan is as a DJ, whether it's a short term or long term, whatever the case may be, hopefully long term, you want a system that is adequate for your style of DJing. Okay. Particularly. And not only that, but hey, I love to just plug it in at home. Me every once in a while play, or if there's a party with friends and people are coming over, whatever the case may be. Yeah. There you go.
So what program do you like to use?
There are two different programs I like to use. This naturally the industry standard is Serato. Okay. But I know a lot of people frown upon virtual DJ. Oh yeah. I know.
We're gonna get a lot of comments.
Oh, that's got a real DJ software. Blah 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 blah. But let me tell you something. Virtual DJ is really good for weddings because you have the auto mix, you have the playlist that you can just create, and just if you sometimes at weddings you get the opportunity to have something to eat. Yeah, and relax a little bit in between, like during the cocktail hours or whatever the case may be. Yeah. If you need to run to the bathroom, you could have your playlist playing. Yeah. And in addition to that, virtual DJ is phenomenal as far as labeling and categorizing your music.
It really is. And in fact, I use virtual DJ too, and I've tried Serato, but it just didn't quite work out for me. I'm sorry guys, it's Serato guys out there, but virtual is really good for me, man. Hey, let me ask you another thing, man. Yeah. So, what is like the most? Let me ask, like the coolest sound system you ever seen?
The coolest sound system I've ever heard. Oh man. One day I was walking down the boardwalk with a friend of mine. He's a musician. He plays classical piano. So, we were walking down the boardwalk. He's an older gentleman. He's in his 60s, and we pretty much exercise at least maybe 4 times a week, just walking down the Hollywood boardwalk. Yeah. So one day I was walking down, and there was a saxophone player. Okay. Playing in one of the restaurant bars, and I was blown away by the sound. I was like, "What in the world? This is phenomenal! This sounds amazing." Yeah. And I noticed he didn't have anything significantly large. So. It just so happened that he was finishing his set and started to pack up as we were coming back. Yeah. So I approached him, saying, "Hey, how are you doing?" And I asked what system he was using, and he was using the Bose F1. Okay. That is my dream sound system, even though it's
that Bose F1.
Even though it's an active system with the amplifiers built in. Okay. It's crisp sound, obviously, that comes from Bose, and the speakers are highly portable. Huh. I mean, I can go in.
That's huge. If you guys ever done, especially like we were talking about weddings earlier, and as far as being portable is really key, man, because you don't want to be, you don't want to have to carry all these dials. You don't have to hire a crew to get you from room to room or whatever you have going on. So being able to break down and set up really fast is freaking awesome.
It's critical.
It's freaking awesome. So another question I want to ask you, man. So you're from England, right?
Yeah, I was born in England. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what were some of the influences that you had in England before you came down here?
Well, in addition to listening to my parents' records,
Right.
America in general, obviously, is so influential around the world as far as music is concerned, naturally.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was into breakdancing when I was a kid coming up.
Okay.
And there were so many old school breakdance and hip hop groups, so on and so on, such as Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, the iconic.
Right.
So it was just amazing, and then coming to America, New York, and just being, I was kind of on the tail end of, obviously, because naturally America's always ahead as far as they created that style was the hip hop and the breakdance.
Right there, man.
Was obviously was a force that came out of the Bronx and just spread around the country.
That's awesome. I wish I was there in New York at that time, man.
Yeah, but so I was exposed to so many different genres such as classic rock.
Okay.
I was exposed to new wave.
Okay.
And typical British pop music like Duran Duran, Pet Shop Boys. ABC, Clash, whatever. There was just so many different groups at that particular time.
Tight,
even Northern Soul, which was underground funk, pretty much.
Okay.
Which emerged in Northern England, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So it was basically like Motown, underground Motown.
Okay. All right. So another question I was going to ask you, but I gotta know. What were your favorite DJs, man? Who did you like to listen to? Who did you like to watch, man? Who really tore that shit on?
Well, when I came to New York, it was just a different world. I mean, totally.
Yeah.
I used to like to listen to WBLS radio in New York, Rap Attack.
Mm-hmm.
There was so many different. That was the beginning of new, obviously hip hop. It was the golden age of hip hop. Mm-hmm. You had the LL Cool J's and the Run DMC's of the world, and the Big Daddy Kane's, the KRS Ones. Yeah. Forgive me if I'm leaving out some iconic names. Really and truly, there were so many emerging from New York.
Yeah.
So naturally, Grandmaster Flash was amazing. Mm-hmm. You know, he was a pioneer of the DJ. Mm-hmm. You know, the DJ skill.
Yeah.
The case may be.
Definitely.
Then you had naturally Jazzy Jeff.
Of course, Jazzy Jeff.
He was pretty. Jam Master Jay, naturally. Mm-hmm. You had Sweet Tea. She was really good.
Was he? All right. I don't know if I heard that one before.
Yeah, she was really good.
Yeah. Okay.
And there was what was her name now? Oh gosh, Spinderella.
What?
She was phenomenal.
Sorry.
Yeah, she was with Salt and Pepper.
Okay. Yep.
They were just. It was just.
It's crazy, man. Like it really is crazy how things were then and how they are now. You know what I mean? And for me, it's like totally different from when I was growing up listening to music to what I'm listening to now.
Right.
You know, so let me ask you. You know, from then until now, you know, what type of things have changed? You know, do you think it's changed for the better, or where do you think we're going with music right now?
Well, I mean, I am throwing down the gauntlet for old school.
Right.
Because there are huge shoes to fill.
Yeah.
It's a tough act to follow.
Big shoes.
Primarily because there were so many different collaborations in music back then.
Yeah.
And phenomenal use of real musical instruments.
Yeah.
The fusion of so many different genres at the time, whether it was Chicago house, whether it was pop, whether it was hip hop rap, whether it was East Coast or West Coast, Miami freestyle music,
disco,
classic rock back in that time, grunge. It was just an amazing,
it was, man.
intersection of different genres.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Pre-existing at the same time.
Yeah.
So fast forward to now, you don't see that. Naturally, that could never be replicated.
No, I don't think it could.
I really don't believe so.
Yeah.
And I think I question the passion for music. Is it passion or is it?
I don't know.
Or is it pennies to make dollars?
I think it's a little bit of mix of both, you know, because here's something that I tend to see today.
Yeah.
That really kind of gets under my skin, and that's there's a lot of people trying to replicate the last person, you know.
Right.
And when I was coming up, you know, and the stuff that I really appreciate is seeing the people that were really original.
Right.
You know, had people like Slick Rick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just the originality. Everybody wanted to be different. I want to show you my style.
Right.
This is me right here. And it just kind of, it really does rub me the wrong way that so many people are trying to be the same. You know, I mean, running a home studio.
Yeah.
And just being out in the neighborhood and you know, having a lot of local guys come over, and not just here in Florida.
Yeah.
Even when I was back in Maryland, the same thing. You know, everybody's trying to sound like this, trying to sound like that. And they're even trying to tell me as a beat maker, you know,
right,
make me a Drake beat, you know.
Yeah.
And I always tell them, no, I don't do that. You know, I make Dr. Scoop's beats.
There you go.
That's what I make. You know, and if you see one of my beats out there and it says Drake type beat, I just did that for views, and I probably didn't do that anyway. But if I do, it's just for views. All the beats I make are original, and even my music that I make, I want to be original. And I think that's what we're lacking right now.
Well, just like the question that you asked me previously, in regards to how do you rock people from different cultures?
Yeah.
Well, you have a lot to choose from. You can't. There's no way that you can get through a wedding or do a wedding on one particular genre.
Yeah.
You know, top 40s is top 40s. Fine, it's great.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Whether you like the content or not.
Yeah.
Sometimes as a DJ, you have to play things that you really don't always necessarily care to play, but if that's what the client wants, within reason, you have to do it. That's why I suggest the 5 must plays.
Yeah.
But
that's key.
But I have found when I'm DJing, I have been able to rock a party, rock a wedding, whatever the case may be, with musical content.
Okay.
From many, many years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. And whether you're 80 years old or whether you're 17, 18, or whether you're college age, whatever the case may be, these songs are still relevant.
Yeah.
And guaranteed.
Yeah.
People will be dancing. Some people will be educated or just emotionally moved by, oh my gosh, my grandma used to play that song. I haven't heard that song in like 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, music, particularly in general, it's almost like an eternal principle.
Yeah.
But you, as a DJ, you have to allow it to be.
Yeah.
And the only way that you can possibly do that is once again to have a solid genre base.
Yeah.
And not think that you can be successful in DJing in one particular era. Because there are too many people you have to influence and stimulate.
It just won't work. Yeah. It just won't work.
On the dance floor.
Let me ask you on that note, if there's one song in particular, right, that you know you can put down, and it's a sure shot, right? Do you have a sure shot up your sleeve?
I do have a number of different sure shots, but the one particular sure shot that I do have, which is one that's I really and truly love myself. And like, I'm not sure if I referenced it before, but my objective, maybe I did, my objective is to get the women on the dance floor. Yeah. If you can get the women on the dance floor, the guys will follow.
That's it, man. That's
naturally.
It. Yep.
Or they will drag their man to the dance floor. Whatever the case
however it works. Yeah. The guy's not sitting there by himself.
You better get on the dance floor with your woman, man.
Yep.
Or a girl, whatever the case may be. Have the courage to step up to the girl and say, hey, can I dance?
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. Work it out.
Right.
So, but the one song that I really love that has resonated with me since I was a kid is Chic, I Want Your Love.
Huh.
It's a beautiful song. It's beautifully composed.
Okay.
And it's a disco funk style.
Okay.
It's an amazing song.
That's awesome.
I love it. And I try to get it in whenever I can.
Right.
When I'm mixing at home or messing around at the house.
You gotta fit
guaranteed. Either at some point I'm dropping that track. Sometimes I play it like 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
I just love it. It's timeless. Absolutely timeless.
That's tight, man.
Grandma can listen to it. Kids can listen to it.
Hey, man, take notes, y'all. Take notes, man. You're listening to an experienced man right here.
Yeah.
Let me ask you then on that note also, man. What style of DJ are you, man? You know, if I'm calling you up and I'm booking my event or whatever, a birthday party or whatever, I ask you, what kind of DJ are you?
I would definitely put myself in the category of a freestyle DJ.
Okay. All right.
I know a lot. Some DJs like to set up playlists, and that's fine. Whatever you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
I like to be in the moment, reading the crowd, and just getting a feel for what they would enjoy listening to.
Okay.
Because it's like being a chef or a restaurant has multiple dishes on the menu.
Okay, exactly.
And I try to present them all at the same time.
That's awesome.
So I can see an older gentleman, with his wife on the floor, and say, okay, he's really having he's a spirited guy. I'm going to drop some funk for him, or drop some disco, or look for my bar bangers like Love Shack.
yeah. They'll pour some BGs on them,
It's just amazing. You just have to be versatile enough to just be all over the map all at once.
Okay.
Sometimes if you set up a pre-playlist, you can kind of get yourself locked in.
It doesn't work too. Let me touch on that for you guys listening, trying to learn. I tried for a long time going in, and I might even talk to my client or whatever, and I'm going in and I'm planning this party, and I have this set up playlist, and I might spend all day putting all these tracks together, and I think it's going to move the crowd. I'm going through this playlist, and just like you said, maybe grandma wants to get up and dance. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe it's a younger crowd than I thought. Maybe they want to hear some more trap music and stuff like that. And the playlists usually just don't work, man. So it's a really good idea to just, like you said, be a freestyle DJ and just have all them tricks up your sleeve, man, and definitely have a few short shots.
Yeah, just like I referenced before, it's particularly young DJs coming up to have that high music IQ, because then your confidence will be boosted. Yeah, we all get a little bit nervous before DJing. It's just natural. I don't care how long you've been doing it.
Yeah. No matter what anybody tells you, man, those nerves don't really go away, man. But that's part of the thrill right there, and that's the exciting part of being a DJ too.
Right, but if you have a solid music library, then you're good to go. Yeah. Once you get through the little jitters, you'll be flying like an eagle. Yeah. Another thing, I know this is the digital age of music, etc. Yeah. And there's a lot of even some DJ controllers give you the opportunity or the option to actually stream through your DJ controller.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Those are dope, man. I saw that one actually, but
it's a phenomenal way of DJing, but the thing is, you don't physically own your own music. Yeah. It's taken me 10 years to actually put my music DJ collection together. Okay. I do have an audiophile mentality, like a reference. I'm passionate about music. So it's not just for when I'm DJing to an audience, but it's also for me to enjoy myself. Yeah. And exactly. So with that being said, all of my files I own them. Yeah. The MP3s or MP4s or AI files or even Windows Media files, but they belong to me. Yeah. If they're not on the cloud or anything like that. Yeah. They're physically on drives.
Which is so huge, man. And just a side note on that one, man. You guys don't go out there trying to DJ depending on Wi-Fi and stuff like that, because you're just going to crash right away off of that. Trust me, you're going to go straight down off of that.
It's a recipe for disaster. Yeah. Sometimes you might get away with it, but do you want to take that risk? In addition to that, there are people who actually physically buy the Bluetooth speakers as well. Well, naturally, you've got your phone, you can encounter buffering, or do you want to be in a situation where you go to a venue and, hey, either their Wi-Fi is bad or they say, oh, no, we don't. Maybe there's a place where the Wi-Fi... They don't have Wi-Fi there. Yeah. Wi-Fi connection, or it's too far away. Whatever the case may be. Yeah. Do you really and truly want to take that risk? So
you don't. And I'll give you a situation that I was in one time, right? So this wasn't actually a DJ situation. Yeah. I was doing a convention, right? And there's all these like doctors and lawyers, right? And so they told me I was just going to be controlling the microphones, for them, and I had them speaking and stuff like that. But it turns out they wanted music also. Right. So I'm like, hey, you guys, that didn't let me know about that, and in fact, that normally I probably would have I didn't even bring my tables out to this, because I just got my laptop, I got my switchboard and all that, but so they wanted to do music, and they had this little thing that they would do, when they come back in session, they would all stand up, they want to put on some fast music, and all stand up and clap, 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 right. And so the lady came up to me, was like, I did pretty good for a while. I was just playing right off my phone, right. Just some background music and stuff like that while they talk, and it was all good, but the music was going in and out. Right. So here I am at the table, right? Everybody knows I'm the sound man, right? And they're all getting in, and I forgot what I was playing. Anyway, I went to play some song that they told me before when we come back and I want to hear this song. I'm like, all right, cool. I swear to God, it's probably about 150 people at this convention, right?
Wow, yeah.
Huge ballroom. And I turn it on. Everybody gets up, clap, 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 clap. They're saying their thing. And all of a sudden, the music just stops.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It just stopped, man. I swear to God, man. Every, like 100 heads just turned to me just like, I'm like, man, I totally killed the vibe right there. Luckily, man, you know, it buffered a while. It came back in. They did their thing. I'm like, whew.
Oh yeah.
Don't get stuck in that situation, man. Trust me, it was horrible feeling, man. I wanted to hide under the table, man. Like,
yeah. As an addendum, as an up and coming DJ, there are a lot of DJ pools out there. You could group with other DJs or friends who are DJs or up and coming, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And you can share. You can chip in money wise and actually purchase MP3s and MP4s. Yeah. Hey, there were some people on OfferUp. They're selling their whole. Their entire music libraries.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can definitely buy hard drives out there, and you can stack up really quick. I mean, for cheap too.
Yeah, it's amazing. But DJing, the worst part of DJing is the preparation.
Yeah.
Even if you do a DJ pool, you still have to categorize all of that music.
Yeah.
And me particularly, I want to listen to every single song to make sure that the sound quality is good.
Yes.
It's taken me, like I said, it's taken me over a decade to build my music library.
Yeah, I believe you.
And it's really critical that not only you get great music content, a great music library, you have to make sure that the sound quality is as good as it needs to be and better.
Yeah. Aside from that too, you might buy some stuff where people have, stolen music from, like YouTube or something, right?
Right.
And then you might I've gotten these, and there's like an ad in it. There's like an ad in it, or maybe it was like a video.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have pauses and people talking.
Exactly.
You don't want to get caught like
no.
You don't want to get caught like that.
Right. And another thing that you can do is actually you can physically. Sometimes if you have aunts or uncles or who still have CDs.
Yeah.
You can pull right off the CDs and create music. Add to your music library, should I say?
Oh yeah.
Through that medium as well.
Yeah.
You could go to bookstores or even record stores and Radioactive Records on Summer Boulevard.
Yeah.
I know it's COVID. I'm not sure if they're open now or whatever the case may
Yeah.
be. You can go in there and get CDs.
Yeah.
Or you can even go on OfferUp and sometimes somebody's selling CDs.
Yep.
Pennies on the dollar.
DJ software you can find on OfferUp actually.
It's amazing.
Like
it's a lot of time. It's a lot of patience.
A lot of time.
It's a lot of diligence. It's a lot of discipline. It's very time consuming. But when all is said and done, you'll be prepared.
Yeah.
You'll be ready.
That's good to know, man. It's really good stuff. I hope you guys are taking notes right here, man. I mean, like we're really going in on everything you need to know.
If you don't mind, I almost forgot to mention also a great friend of mine. We met at a graphic design company years ago. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be DJing. He taught me everything I know. DJ Manifest.
Shout out
to DJ Manifest. Great friend. Thank you very much. We every once in a while we collaborate and we just sit down and we chop it up. We talk about music and so on and so forth. I was with him when he was with DJ Suave transitioning from vinyl to digital. I actually experienced that.
Yeah.
I've experienced him actually physically DJing house parties where he'd be in his mother's backyard and he'd be teaching me little tips, giving me tips and tricks. So he's also one of those particular DJs who obviously has been influential.
That's awesome, man. Since we're giving shout outs, man, we're gonna give a shout out to my man DJ Slim Famous. I'm also gonna give a shout out to my man Chris Baines, and I'm gonna encourage everybody to listen to the Baines and Friends playlist. You know what I'm saying? Get that on Spotify, man. It's a dope mix. You'll hear a lot of people from Broward County and stuff like that. But anyway, back to the subject. There's another thing. You mentioned vinyl.
Yes.
Right? Have you ever had that vinyl experience? I mean, I've seen these DJs that are using vinyl and they're searching through their libraries and just throw it on really fast. That looks crazy to me, man. Have you ever DJ'd in that sense, or have you?
Personally, I've never actually experienced that. Had the vinyl experience.
Okay.
I have ultimate respect. it's just an amazing. It's the foundation of DJing,
definitely,
etc., etc., etc. However, it's case in point when you're doing events such as weddings, etc. It's not practical for the moment.
You'd never be able to stop working, man.
You can't be scratching and cutting and
yeah,
whatever. You can do some scratching, whatever the case may be, but you can't make it sound like you're doing a competition.
Yeah.
So, but there's a lot to be said for, as DJ Manifest taught me tremendously.
Yeah.
Mixing and blending and so on and so forth is critical.
Okay.
Beat matching.
Yeah.
And knowing how to collaborate different genres.
Beat matching on vinyl.
You have to collaborate. You have to collaborate different genres together and just have, once again, a knowledge and a feel for those different genres.
Crazy
and putting
knowledge.
everything together.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to be said for digital.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do have to have those skills.
Yeah.
You have to have that skill set, on a digital platform as well.
Yeah.
Period. And naturally, as we know, most DJs in the 99th percentile are digital anyway.
Yeah.
It's easier. It's more practical.
Yeah.
You can still do whatever you need to do.
Yeah. I wouldn't. If I had to go vinyl right now, count me out, man. That's just way too much work, man. I'm a tech guy. I need to line my stuff up just right, and quite frankly, man, my memory's just not there, man. So mad props to you guys out there doing vinyl, man. That's crazy.
Like Grandmaster Flash. He's phenomenal. I mean, he was able to. He was instrumental in the crossfader, I believe.
Okay.
So you actually, should I say, queuing,
okay.
Listening to a song before it's played, etc.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Right. So, but look what he does. He can do both. He's so versatile.
Yeah.
He was doing like raves in Europe.
Yeah.
But he can still come down to the Bronx and tear it up on the vinyl.
That is
Same thing
crazy,
with Biz Markie. Yeah, Biz Markie.
Yeah.
He was a rapper, whatever. But hey, he's very passionate about it.
Yeah, man. If you ever see this dude, if y'all, man, check out Biz Markie.
The Biz Markie
skills, man.
Yeah, that's right. Make the music with your mouth, bitch.
What?
Yeah.
This boy got skills, man. if there were only vinyl right now, no digital, would you still want to DJ?
Yes, I would, because the reason I say yes, because number one, I'm very passionate about DJing. Okay. And I know that particularly DJ Manifest could get me up to speed. Get me up to speed. And so as well as his good friend DJ Suave. Yeah. And DJ Quick as well. Okay. DJ Quick. So they have that background. Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't. Of course, I shy away from it now because it's not a necessity for it. It's just the nature of DJing. Yeah. As we were talking about before, being practical and portable and so on and so forth.
And also, there's so many different groups out here now. There's so much more music now.
Yeah. How many vinyls can you carry with you?
Exactly.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah. No, have like a pickup truck come and dump the records on me some kind of way. And I have to like dig through them to try to find what you want.
There's a lot of preparation. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's just not necessary in the portable arena because you could have a wedding today, a party tomorrow. You're on the go all of the time.
Yeah, all the time. And, like you said, it's not practical. I guess maybe if you're sitting down just for your set, club type environment, maybe
or for in the confines of your own home, or like a nostalgic event. Like I remember, my friend lives in an art gallery building. It's like an apartment building, but they're all different types of artists who reside there. Yeah. So I remember one time I went there, and there was a young kid. And he had what looked like studio monitors, but he was playing on vinyl. But he had a small set of records, not a lot. Yeah. And he was just playing in sequence, and that was really cool. That was phenomenal. I really enjoyed it. But for the average DJ, you've got to go through multiple genres, and you're doing parties, and you're on the go, you're traveling, moving around all the time. Yeah. In high demand. Yeah.
Now I see a lot of these guys out here when the DJs come and set up. A lot of these guys running packs. There's usually two people. A lot of the time, I see two people DJing. Right. And all the times that I've DJed, it's just me. Right. Usually, or you might have some guy kind of floating around. He's probably doing stuff with lights and stuff like that. Right. Right. But Do you think it's better to have a second DJ, or do you prefer to just go out by yourself?
I mean, me personally, I am confident in my abilities as well as my music library.
Okay.
And initially, when I first started off DJing, yeah, I was very nervous.
Yeah.
When the particular company that we used to contract for, that took me to another level as far as DJing, because we had to MC as well.
Yeah.
You know, we were making announcements and everything else.
It's key, man.
Yeah. So it wasn't just.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, you have a wedding to do, and all of a sudden, let's say you and I are doing a wedding, and you're going to be DJing it, and I'm going to MC it, right? Okay. And something happens. I don't know. That I get sick a week before. Yeah. I got the flu. Or something happens, or I have a family emergency, or my car breaks down. Just something really, on the way to the venue. And I'm 2 hours away, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. What's happening?
And then so you wouldn't be worried. Yeah. You'd say, oh, okay, you know, hopefully that's true. Just keep me posted, whatever the case may be, and you say, you know what, no problem. Yeah, because you've DJ'd and MC'd before, you know how to do it. Yeah, I got it. So at the same time, a lot of guys, I don't think they can MC and DJ at the same time. And also notice that a lot of guys are more MCs than DJs. Exactly. And I just want to say, just a personal reference. Right. If I'm at a club and I enjoy watching DJs, going out to the club, watching DJs and stuff, and honestly, I want to hear the music more than you're talking. You know, honestly, I want to give shout out to the birthday girl or whatever's going on. You know, shout out to the bride and groom and all that stuff. Right. But I don't want to hear you talking over the music all the time. You know, and that kind of bothers me. So that's just a little bit of advice right there from me. You know, maybe somebody else might feel a little differently. I don't know. How do you feel about that? Yeah, back in the day, I used to go to a club in Kendall, way down, called the Hungry Whale. My next door neighbors, they were Jamaicans. So when I came from New York and I came to South Florida, I met them like the next day that I was here, and we were just all over the place. Yeah, and there was a DJ by the name of Waggy T. Okay, and he was phenomenal. Dope name. He would just he was vinyl at that time, so he was transitioning. And he was just playing some really incredible dancehall music. Yeah, reggae dancehall. Nice. And fast forward. My friend and his girlfriend, they were going to a party up in Coral Springs, and they said, "Oh, you want to come along?" Yeah. I said, "Yeah, okay, no problem." So I was listening to the DJ, and he was as smooth as silk. Yeah. I mean, his music was phenomenal, and every once in a while they get on the mic, very little. Yeah. Happy birthday, so and so, or don't forget, there's going to be a party next week. The Parrots Cove. Come on down from I don't know, like 9 to 2 a.m. something like that. Yeah. But it was quick. It was brief. It was him and somebody else. Like, okay. Waggy T was playing the music and the guy was doing the announcements. It was so perfect. It was so fluid, and the music just kept going. That's awesome. For the whole entire night. And and then my friend said to me, "Yo, Ian, that's Waggy T." I was like, "What?" Because I'd heard him in years. Yeah. That's Waggy T. Yep. I said, "Wow." Because I was ridiculously impressed with what he was playing. That's awesome. And there were some songs that I hadn't heard in a long time. Okay. And I would take notes on my phone. Yeah, I do the same thing actually, man. Yeah, I'm like, this one really gets one. Let me make sure I put that one down. So I added them to my music library. You know, because I knew that how I could definitely practically make them work. Yeah. For when I was doing events and parties and things like that. So versatility is very important. Yeah. You have to maximize your skill set as much as you possibly can. Yeah. Be a DJ and an MC at the same time. Yeah. Don't be the annoying MC. Like I had a cousin same way. Yeah. He said, "Oh, come on out." I was out of town and I went to his club where he was DJing. Yeah. And you could see the people on the dance floor that were so annoyed because he wouldn't stop talking. Yeah. Let your music do the talking. Yeah, exactly. Because your music, your set is also, even though you're not playing your own music, it's an expression of yourself also, you know? Absolutely. You're giving the crowd yourself. These are my songs that make me feel good, and I'm making you feel good at the same time by playing them, you know? And it kind of breaks down to like what you were saying at first, man. You know, you got to love what you're doing, man. You know, if you're starting off in this, be passionate about what you love, music, man, and that's the number one thing, man. And be a music historian. It's like going to school and study American history, African history. Yeah. whatever form of history.
Straight down the middle, man. Don't be don't get stuck inside of a box.
Right.
You know, so it's what we're saying. And it's just that's huge. Go ahead.
You want a good grade, so you study, right? You want to get an A. Every single time you want to get an A from the audience who's listening to you.
Every time.
You know, you want the bride or the groom to say, yeah, we had a great time, thank you very much. That is your primary objective. That is your goal to please the client. Yep.
And as a DJ, you got to keep your rep up, man. You got to keep your rep up. You can't have bad reviews at all. You don't want to be the sorry DJ that just talk the whole time.
Exactly. No, that's just a reflection of the fact that you don't have your music content together.
Yeah, I guess so.
You're trying to fill in space.
Yeah. I'm playing sad music or sorry music, so let me just say something over the mic while I try to figure out what I'm going to play next. You know, that doesn't work.
It's not practical. You've got to give the client what they want, and you have to have longevity. You have to make sure that you can produce through the entire night.
Yep.
I mean, the average wedding is what, 4 or 5 hours, maybe. The average party.
I did an 8-hour wedding one time, man. I was dying.
Ask yourself, do you have enough content to play music for 10 hours straight?
Yeah.
If you can't answer that question, then you need more time to culminate your music library.
Time and effort, man. Filling up your catalog with music, and it's so key, man. It's so key. All right, so I'm gonna change the subject just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
And this one is for the time that we're in right now, man. This whole COVID thing, man. And I know it's gonna hit home, right? Where is the DJing industry right now, man? I mean, you guys had to take a hit. I mean, you know, are you guys out there surviving? You know, what's the deal?
It's definitely an issue. It's definitely a very painful subject for many of us. Mm-hmm. Naturally, a lot of events are not going on. They've either been postponed or cancelled. Naturally, because of COVID-19.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, in some cases, clients don't want to charge you what you're worth. They really want to undercharge you. Yeah. For particular events or events in general. Yeah. Not only that, but in some cases, clients are saying, "Oh, we don't necessarily need a DJ. We can just plug in the phone and just run the Spotify."
Oh yeah, avoid those. I've gotten those before. You know, like have at it.
Right. So there were those who think that DJing is an easy thing to do, or playing music is not. There's not a real science or skill for doing it in regards to obviously to. So they naturally say, you know what? I think we can get this guy to play for $100 for the night, 6 hours.
Oh, God. Hey guys, don't sell yourself short, guys. Don't do that, man. Don't do nothing cheap. Don't do no $50, $100 wedding. Just say no, thank you, and be out there, man. Because look, you have a worth, man, and if you start going low, man, it's just gonna show what type of DJ you are, man. You know.
Well, I know sometimes you do have to compromise on. There have been times I have said, you know what, I'll take a hit, but how much of a hit are you willing to take? Yeah. Because it eventually it just might get around.
You do, man. You have to. You can take a hit. You can compromise. You know, you definitely can. You know, I like to work with people. Even when people are coming in my studio, they might be a little short. And, you know, I like what I'm doing, so you know, I'll let them do it.
Yeah. Again, to what extent? Because time is money, especially if you're if you know that arguably speaking, you are always presenting a phenomenal service to the client. Yeah. You know, you really naturally need to get paid for that. I mean,
and like you said before, the time and effort, and I don't think people realize what it takes just for you to come in and be there for them. You know, in the preparation mentally, you know, and with all your files together and everything. So it's huge, and you know, so just don't sell yourself short. I mean, it's just
I mean, I know in the times of COVID, we have to do what we have to do within reason to get some money. You know, I did an event once, and it's for 2 hours. Yeah, I got paid half of what I should have, but thankfully it was only for 2 hours, so I wasn't kicking and screaming as badly as I would if it was like 6 hours.
Yeah.
5 hour situation.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
But,
arguably speaking, even before COVID, you have clients that don't want to pay you what you're worth.
Yeah.
So you have to take into consideration: is it worth it to you?
Yeah.
You have to you have to obviously make that decision for yourself.
Yep. Hey, it's good stuff, man. Dude, that's I'm not gonna hold you too much longer. It's about all the time we got. I just wanted to say thanks again for coming out, man.
Thank you, man. It's a pleasure.
Appreciate it every time.
Shout out to my kids, Hope and Giovanni. I love you both very much, and thank you so much for having me here, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate you. Hey, guys, I hope you guys like what we were talking about, and I hope you got something from it. And all you aspiring DJs, man, keep on pressing, man. Keep on grinding. Even though we in COVID, everything is gonna come back soon. Don't stop building your library, man. Get a full spread on your music, man. Do your research and stuff like that. And with that being said, don't forget to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe, share, and stuff like that. Don't forget to comment below if you have something to say about this. We'll respond to everybody. So hey, that's about it, man. Guys, thanks for being here, and
stay safe.
Peace.
All right.